Hey guys, welcome to the channel Vibgyor of Talents. So in today's video, we will be taking up with a new chapter named Development. It's a chapter 1 of Class 10 Economics. So we'll be taking up this entire chapter in a single short video. So this video is going to be really informative for you. So watch this video really carefully. So without any delay, let's get into the topic right now. So first of all, by looking at this word development, you might have been using this word development for many years and you think it's just a basic word. What do we have to actually do with this chapter, development? If you actually Google this up, what is development? The statement would be like the process of developing or being developed. This would be the answer given by Google to you. But this statement is kind of really vague. So what do you actually get to know from this little statement? The entire chapter is just named development. So do we have only this line in this chapter, development? No. So actually, let's get into the core of this development and let's try to know what our CBSE is trying to let you know, and is it really important to us or not, and how important is it to get the marks from this chapter in the exam. So let's get into the core of development just now. So the idea of development is always present in our minds. We have our own desire for what we like to do and how we want to live. For example, you want to actually work in an office when you grow up, like a big MNC or something, or maybe you would mess up things like this guy is doing in this particular GIF. So actually you would want to live that way, or actually without working you would spend all your parents' money and just without doing any job you could just live in a big bungalow. But listen, I prefer you to get your own money and then do whatever you want. That's the best thing to do. Be self-reliable. Don't depend on someone else for your living. So it actually depends on the person's mindset. Like some person wants to do some other thing, the other person wants to do some other thing. So we cannot say what is development according to a single person. We have to take everyone's views. So it's going to be different for each and every one. These developmental goals or desires of a particular idea may vary from person to person. Besides our personal development, we must also think about the country's development. You are living in a vast country. If you just think about yourself or your family, it doesn't actually make sense. We should think about each and every person in the country and then think about the development regarding it. So we can define development in a more mature way, like as the people's economic growth along with the growth of their basic needs such as education, health, lifestyle and more. How important it's earned, it is really important to actually take care of some other factors like education, health, lifestyle, etc. So this would be a better way to how we can define development. Don't you think so? The main purpose of development or progress is to find different ways to achieve what you have thought. So, sometimes development for one person may not be development for another person. It may also cause destruction for the other. So for that, let us just take a quick example. For example, we have to generate more electricity. So to generate more electricity, they have actually built a big dam near that area, near a river, which is capable of producing that electricity. And this electricity is moving to the cities and people are using it even in some parts of the villages, right? But when this river is actually being constructed, they had to use some public property where some farmers were actually farming. By building this dam, you're actually cutting off the income from the farmer. They were growing crops before, and now by building the dam, you're actually stopping his income and you're not letting him farm in that particular area. Because of no farming, the farmers would also move away from that location. So for one person, it might actually be beneficial because more electricity is being produced, which is good. But actually, in the other sense, the farmer is losing his job and is losing his land, is not getting money because he's not doing farming, and he has to also leave the particular place because the dam is being constructed. He can't live there anymore. So for one person, it's a benefit. For the other person, it's a disadvantage. So in this way, people's mindset may be different for development. So now I might be thinking that you got a pretty well understanding of what development is actually is. Okay, so with the hope that you understand, let's jump on to the next topic. Income and other goals. So we know that money is the basic need of people, and to fulfill their daily requirements, making money or income is very important. So they want regular wages, good income, and best price for the goods or products that they sell. Obviously, you would prefer a place where you get more money or the proper money that you are getting for your product. For example, if you are a game developer and you tirelessly work for so long, for years, and then you develop a very nice game, and then you are actually trying to put it on the Play Store. So you're expecting the effort that you have put into the game to come back to you in the form of money. But if there are some countries which do not actually allow you to put your game onto the Play Store, then you might be really sad. So you might be thinking the development would be something like the government should allow you to put that game into Play Store, or if it's being sold for less price, it should be given more price because you have put more effort. So that would be the development according to the income. And then you should have to you have to understand one more important thing, that income is not the only development that you are concentrating on. You should also check upon some other factors. Through money, one can buy materialistic things, but at the same time, non-materialistic things such as freedom, respect, security, and treatment are also important to maintain a quality lifestyle. You cannot just think about income and you can think it's development. The development should be in all fields, not only the income part. To give you some better understanding of this, let me give you an example. So we have got a job offer in company A and also in company B. The company A provides a higher salary but no growth opportunities or a healthy job environment. Whereas in the company B, it provides less pay with good working condition and growth opportunities. It's up to you now to choose company A or company B. What would you choose? Let me know in the comment section below. But I would prefer you to go and choose office B or the company B actually, because it may pay you little less, but you have actually some non-materialistic things that are actually really important and are equal to income. That is good working conditions and growth opportunities, which you actually don't have in the company A. So better go to company B. So basically, there are a lot of things that matter a lot, but they can't be measured. Thus, people also seek such non-material things besides seeking more income. Similarly, development is also a mixture of different sets of goals or desires. So for the people who think development is just based on income, no. So it depends on many other things like materialistic and non-materialistic, and you should keep that in your brain. I hope you understood this. Let's move on to the next topic. Till now, we were talking about development in our own specific areas, but now let's extend our circle and let's move beyond and know about the national development. So national development is defined as a country's ability to enhance the living standards of its residents. So as people, we may have different goals in our lives, but our belief for national development should also be different. It depends on the person. It might be same and it might be different also. You have seen the example of dam before. Like similar to that, there may be many situations. So we must keep in mind that different people must have different and conflicting ideas for the development of the country. The government cannot just listen to one person and go through his or her ideas. It's really important for the government also to actually listen to everyone's ideas and see which is more advantageous and which is more disadvantageous, and then if there is any loss that is being done to one category of people, they should give them some amount or some profitable thing that should be able to equalize their loss. Then there would be equal opportunity and equal respect to all of them. Don't you think so? Alright, so national development is nothing but an improvement in the citizens' living standards, providing basic amenities to the residents like food, education, social services, medical care, etc., and an increase in per capita income. Wait, what is this per capita income? Have you heard about it before? So let us go and find out what is this per capita income. So how can you now differentiate different countries or states according to their development? So first of all, income is an important feature to compare countries or states. Like USA is more developed than India. Why do they say it? Because $1 is actually equal to 70 rupees. What does that actually say? It basically says that USA is more developed than our country in a income way. You can actually compare it with some other countries too. And countries with higher income are considered as developed countries and vice versa. You might be knowing about this before too in general talks and if you watch news. The income of the country is all about the income of the citizens of that country. Simple point again. The total income is not the only factor for comparing different countries. We have learned it right before that not only materialistic, that is, the income is important for development, but there are some non-materialistic things too that are important, like if you remember the healthcare and the drinking water facilities and living facilities, the pollution-free environment, schooling and all. That comes under non-materialistic. So we cannot compare like a country or a state only on their income basis. So for that, we actually got two approaches. The approach one is the national income. The national income is the sum of the total value of the country's goods and services produced in a year. It cannot be considered to compare between different countries as each country has a different population rate. Don't you think the same? Because obviously if a country has more population, then what would happen? There would be more people who would be earning. So then what? Like if there is a country who has 10 people and each person is earning 10 rupees per annum. Just an example. So what would be the total income of that country? The national income. 100 people are earning 10 rupees each per 1 year. It would be 1000, right? Again, now if you actually take some bigger country, so it has 200 people instead of 100 people, and even they get the same payment, that is 10 rupees. So it would be 200 into 10, 2000. So it's actually getting double. So it's basically dependent on the country's population. So we can actually not measure or differentiate countries or states with the help of national income. So we have actually got a better approach on how to differentiate countries or states. Let us look at it now. So this is known as per capita income, which is also known as the average income. So which is defined as the country's total earnings divided by the whole population. So it shows the living standards of the residents of the country. So this would be actually little more big brain stuff because it actually explains things more properly than we did in the before in the terms of national income. So it actually shows like which country is better or which state is better than the other in terms of income. So let us actually know how to actually do this average income of the country. It's not all maths and stuff, it's just a simple basic math formula, which is the average income of the country is equal to the overall income of the country divided by the overall population of the country. It's really simple, just remember this formula and you can get it very easily. So this per capita income criterion is also used for classifying countries as per the World Development Reports of the World Bank. Countries having a per capita income of US dollars 12,056 PA and above in 2017 are classified as rich countries, and countries having per capita income of US dollars 955 or less are classified as low income countries. This is how the world development actually differentiates between the countries and compares them. And one more important thing that is to be taken is that while comparing two countries or regions into consideration, not only average income is important, but also public facilities do matter. We have learnt it before. Let's jump on to the next topic now. Income and other criteria. So, to actually achieve a specific goal, people want to earn more and want respect from others. the security of their lives, and freedom. Then only they actually tend to go to a place to actually work or even live there. They actually look at these points mainly. So, if per capita income is considered for the country's development, in our country, India, Goa is considered the most developed and Bihar is considered the least developed state. Why do you think Goa is actually on the top? I think the reason is that because many travelers go there and chill. So actually they're getting more income from the tourism point of view. Don't you think so? Bihar basically has more uneducated people, so maybe due to that it has less income. Just my assumption. TBH, Goa is really a cool place. So we have actually got some particular terms to actually decide upon income and other criteria. So one of them is the net attendance ratio. So it is defined as the total number of children from the age group of 14 years attending the schools from the total percentage of children in the same age group. This actually tells us how many people are actually getting educated and are attending the schools continuously. So if they get educated only, then only they can get their income right. So we can compare it in that way. And then the next important term is the literacy rate. So it is defined as the total number of people above 7 years who can write, read and understand. A state is considered to be developed if the literacy rate will be high. In India, Kerala has the highest literacy rate of 96.2% and Andhra Pradesh has the lowest literacy rate of 66.4%. Even literacy rate is actually really important because it tells us how many people are actually getting educated in a country or a particular state. And the next factor important is the infant mortality rate. So what is this infant mortality rate? It is defined as the total number of children that die within 1 year of age as a proportion of 1,000 births in a year. It shows the efficiency of health facilities in a country. If people have better health facilities, obviously the child would have lived for more. In India, Kerala has the lowest infant mortality rate, which is deaths per 1,000 live births, and Madhya Pradesh has the highest infant mortality rate of 48 per 1,000 live births. So basically, as more people are educated, there is more healthcare that is being given in that state. So we can say that Kerala actually has more amount of non-materialistic factors or things than any other state in our country by looking at all these criteria. Good job, Kerala. Alright, so we are perfect with this. Why don't we get to the next one? The Human Development Index. The Human Development Index is prepared by the United Nations Development Programme, or in short, UNDP, where the annual report of human development is published each year. The major parameters include per capita income, literacy rate, and durability of a person's life, which measure the country's development. All the countries are ranked according to very high, medium, and low developed countries respectively. Besides infant mortality rate, literacy rate, net attendance ratio, the BMI index also plays an important parameter. What? Did you hear any new word now? Yeah, the BMI. For the people who don't know what is BMI, the full form is the Body Mass Index. Body Mass Index is measured to find out if the adults are undernourished by calculating the weight of the person, that is in kgs, divided by the square of their height, that is in meters square. And then if the value is less than 18.5, then the person is undernourished. And if it is more than 25, then the person is highly obese. So this might be a good point to actually signify the person's health, because we can know actually the person is getting good healthcare conditions and good food to actually eat and is not undernourished, right? In that way, we can actually decide upon the country's development. So we are done with the Human Development Index. Let's move on now. The public facilities. Besides the average income, public facilities also play an important role in the development of a nation. These are the facilities which are provided by the government to the residents, like schools, hospitals, education centers, transportation, electricity, residences, community halls, etc. Public facilities are essential as we cannot purchase every major facility we need in our daily lives. For example, if you actually want a good hospital, you cannot afford to actually go and build a hospital. So the government should actually take care that the hospital is being built properly, and then there are proper doctors to treat emergency cases. It's actually the same with electricity, transportation, and schools too. So these are all non-materialistic things. So basically from this chapter we are getting to know that rather than the materialistic things, non-materialistic things are being kind of more important than the materialistic things. Right. And at last, this is the last topic, the sustainable development. The development that meets all the present generation needs without even thinking of their need of future generations is simply known as sustainable development. In other words, it is just the development of the nation without obstructing the environment. For sustainable development, we should use non-renewable resources like carbon-based fuel wisely. For example, exhaustion of natural resources like forest and groundwater, and exhaustion of non-renewable resources like coal, petroleum, and natural gas. We are actually using them unlimitedly, means without any limits putting to ourselves, but it's really important to put a baseline up to which we humans can utilize it, and there won't be extinction of these. So that is known as the sustainable development. We might be knowing about sustainable development in the recent times because we have got so much of awareness from the government side also, and the governments are also trying to actually tell the people and give them knowledge about what is sustainable development and how is it really important for the people to actually put the sustainable development into impact, because many things are getting exhausted. Mainly the non-renewable things are getting exhausted like coal, petroleum, and natural gas, as we have talked right now. Oof, oh my gosh, I got really tired now. I hope even you got tired, and let's get to the end of the video. Oh wait, we actually completed the chapter. GG. So thanks a lot for listening to me patiently, and I hope you have learned something new and you would rock this chapter in your exams. Before leaving, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to get the latest notifications of my channel. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.